Pearsall? Here. Hutton? Here. Mendoza?
Here.
McDonald?
Here.
Lady? Here. Bradshaw?
Here.
Keeble is present. I will be voting tonight. Chelsea?
All right, I come in to talk about the Halloween party. With Halloween being on a Friday this year, that'd be fine, except for the fact the party, takes more than a minute after school to set up for. So I was thinking the 25th, do the party trick or treat. Last year and the previous year, we tried to gather together to do a trunk or treat, around the park. For anybody that lives outside of the normal route of trick or treaters per se. I ran that by Mayor, a while back, and he's really gung ho about it, so I don't know, maybe if we can make it advertise a little better, make it go bigger, for anybody that wants to see the kids and doesn't normally get the trick or treaters there, but, looking for the 25th to do trick or treat and the Halloween party, and then the village usually does a donation for helping out with the expenses of all the cash prizes that we give the kiddos for the pumpkin contest and the costume contest.
What will your times be?
For the trick or treat or for the party?
Party.
Usually we start, around 2 in the afternoon.
And then trick or treat.
5 to 7, I think we've done.
I thought it was 5:30 to 7:30.
It might have been 5:30 to 7. Either way, I don't
Yeah,
particularly
depends on
care,
how much time
yeah.
you-
Well, we're always done in time regardless, so,
5 to 7?
yeah, 5 to 7 is fine, or 5:30 to 7:30, doesn't matter to me either way.
And you wanna do it on the 25th?
Just wanted to do it on the all of it on the 25th, like we've been doing through the previous years, it's worked out, I don't know, I haven't heard.
Do we know when the Catholic Church is doing their spaghetti supper? Because
I have not heard.
It's out there. There's a flyer. I just read it on the way in, but I didn't look at the date. It's on the counter.
Remember they had a big fit about that because all the traffic going up that way for the supper. They didn't want to.
Oh, that's September 13th,
Oh, we're good.
perfect, early,
Yeah, that's really this year for that.
my birthday.
Oh, close to mine.
And then a side note, garage sales, I talked to Jackie, so those are gonna be in the newsletter on the 20th of September.
The yard sales.
Yep.
on the September.
We
I
can
know
hand out,
People have been calling and asking everywhere, I've gotten calls.
we can hand out stuff that didn't sell at your garage sale.
That's right.
For trick or treat.
For trick or treat, everybody gets a bag.
Everybody gets a bag of stuff.
That's right.
Maybe perfect.
I'm waiting to ask these guys. Because I was like, I wrote 5, but I didn't write 5 o'clock or 5:30 yet. So what is everyone's thoughts?
5 to 7.
You know, it doesn't really matter one.
5 to 7?
Yeah, 6 one, half dozen another.
Will you do trunk or treat then too?
Yeah, do the trunk or treat during the trick or treat, you know, for anybody that.
At park.
Yeah, yep.
I
If
did,
you wanna get your
actually.
trunk or your golf cart or whatever, you know, just sit around the park to, I think of like the trailer park, Danny and them, my parents on the other side of the highway, you know, just people that, some people like to see the kids, you know, trick or treat, and
Don't read that.
people with littles, it's nice when they're all together.
Yeah.
Do that little area and then scoot home.
We'll be there.
I wrote 300. That, I'm pretty sure that's what we did last year. I don't know if everyone is okay with that.
You'll be happy.
Okay.
A motion by Hutton to donate $300 to the Albany Fest Halloween party this year, October 25th to 25. Set trick or treat hours from 5 to 7. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Yes.
McDonald?
Yes.
Hutton?
Yes.
Leahy?
Yes.
Mendoza?
Yes.
Pearsall?
Yes.
Bradshaw?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Anything else?
Just with the sales, same as always, sign up by that Tuesday, the 16th, and then I'll try to get the flyers out at Shell by the 18th, is always my goal. So,
Thank you.
well, you're welcome, that was fun.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you.
Maintenance,
Just a few updates, since David started, we've been knocking out some bigger projects around town, finally got rid of the cursed wall over here. That job started my second day here, and is now, hopefully, now, we should not have to go back there. Got a few other projects done, Rod Reed's sidewalk is out, filled with soil, already got grass on it. He did sign the sidewalk release, so legally he cannot come back on us ever and say, we have to put the sidewalk back in.
Sorry,
what else?
which sidewalk? I don't know his name, where he is. Is he the one that?
He's right next to Jesse.
Corner of Second
and Church.
right next.
Is he the one that the Nate Trico cut the line accidentally? Is it that one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
Well, this was another sidewalk that was in pretty bad shape.
Okay.
We're either gonna have to replace it or do the easier way, or
Sure.
less expensive.
Dirt and
Yeah,
seed?
dirt and seed, yeah.
Ross chose to have it removed, and we had him sign the form saying that he wanted it removed rather than replaced.
Okay.
So Shirk said we should make sure we get that form, so Nick actually drafted a form for it, I reviewed it, I think it looks perfect, so we had him sign it, it's on file for down the road.
Nice. I'm sure there's more on Bluff that could be that.
Obviously, we're behind in some areas, after trying to get these big projects knocked out before the weekend. Cemetery, obviously, is one, and, so we'll get that caught up, and, move to the hydrant hopefully on Thursday.
The one by Tanner's, by Manning's?
Yes, yes. Okay, so ready again? Ready to go.
Anything else?
Not at the moment. We have a couple of bigger drainage projects that we'll be moving to next week. That I think we already have materials for. And all that, other than some gravel. So,
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you. Office, I know, we need an authorized agent for IMRF. So they want to make a motion for Jackie.
Did you ask her?
Yeah, I got that.
What was the reimbursement for mill expense?
What?
Oh, that, we did that already.
My computer was like, no.
I can fill you in on that if you have questions there.
Okay.
A motion by Mendoza to appoint Jackie Tegler as the authorized IMRF agent. Do I have a second?
I'll start.
McDonald,
Yes.
Cotton,
Yes.
Leahy,
Yes.
Mendoza,
Yes.
Pearsall,
Yes.
Bradshaw.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Nothing else for the office. Jack had on her gaming license, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but you talked to him about it. I think he was questioning how many gaming licenses are available. And I think there's 3. That sounds like we might have a couple more businesses coming in.
Have they done anything with the old cheesings yet, or no?
I think they called stuff out of it, but I don't know if they've done anything else.
Okay. Oh, there's
coolers and everything in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that I'd sent a copy of the fact sheet to the mayor, but the new audit law was signed by the governor. So because you have fewer than, as long as you have fewer than 1,000 population, and you own a municipal utility, you don't have to have a full audit report every year. It says for you, we don't know exactly what this all will entail, but file an annual financial report and an audit report once every 4th fiscal year. So hopefully that will save you a bit of money with the cost of audits today. That was the purpose of it. So I just want to let you know that that got passed.
So we must own a utility to be able to do that?
No, well, they break it down, either you own a utility or you don't. So if you don't have a utility, water, sewer, electric, and you don't have any bonds, then you never have to file an audit, just an annual report. So depends on, there's like a chart.
Okay.
So you're fewer than 1,000, you have public utilities, so that should require an annual report every year and audit report every 4th. That's all I want to mention.
Clerk? Just approve August 20th regular meeting minutes. If somebody wants to make the motion, I wrote it.
You wrote it?
Yeah. Okay.
A motion by Leahy to approve August 20th regular meeting minutes. Do we have a second?
Second.
McDonald?
Yes.
Cotton?
Yes.
Leahy?
Yes.
Mendoza?
Yes, also one error on there, on motion 7, was the B in the word abstain. Just wanted to let you know.
Pearsall?
Yes.
Brashaw?
Yes.
Anything else?
No.
Zoning?
So, we have a formal complaint on file, filed by Randy Becker, I believe he's here today. His complaint is in regards to 407 10th Avenue South, over on the south side of town. He owns a vacant lot next door to 407 10th Avenue South, and he called with concerns about the fact that there is a dog grooming business at that residence. After doing some homework, turns out that Michelle Butt, who resides there with her husband Merlin, she actually had a business there, what would appear to be prior to Randy buying the lot. She moved the business off the lot downtown and has now moved it back to the residence. I asked Bill to look into it to find out more details, and from what I can ascertain, from what he's given me and from the code that I found on it, there's nothing being done wrong. She's allowed to have a dog grooming business on her property. It does talk about the type of business that exists in a home outside of the commercial district. There's very few, but it basically has to be a business that doesn't offer anything physically for sale. So as long as you're grooming, cutting hair, accountant, things of that nature, you are allowed to have a business outside of a commercial zone. I can't find any reason to say that she can't have it. The only thing I can find on that, Randy, is that there are some discrepancies on the sign. So I will have to do a little bit.
The sign is down today, but the
Yeah.
dogs are still going in and out.
Okay, I have spoke to the homeowner about not utilizing the side of their house where your lot is, for anybody being on that side of the yard.
This, if I can go ahead and speak, this sounds unusual to me.
Okay.
What I've gathered, when you move that type of business from place to place, you have to be recertified through the state and get all the permitting redone. So that needs to be checked into. If she's doing it all legal, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
If it's not legal, I'm not fine with it.
Yeah.
I actually don't want it there at all.
Yeah,
I bought that as a residential place to put a retirement house. Not dogs, we can't, nobody wants to maintain that street now, let alone with a business on it. Nobody wants to fill a hole. I have. Nobody's volunteered to fill any holes or offer any assistance in working on that street. And now we're gonna run more cars up and down it yet. I'm totally against it, so I hope I don't have to find other legal avenues to get this straightened out. I'm just letting you know that at this point.
Bill, can you shine any light on that?
Yeah, you have, I mean, it's not unusual. Every municipality I've ever represented has a home occupation definition, and it's exception, and yours is short, and it just says, this is allowed in any dwelling district, in any district. An occupation for gain conducted only by members of the family within the residence, provided that no article, which means something material, is sold or offered for sale, except as may be produced by the household. And you've had that in your ordinance probably
I'm concerned about
40 years.
I'm concerned about sanitation issues,
Well,
quality of life.
That wouldn't be the city, the village, I think that would be the state.
That wouldn't have anything to do with us.
State permits, I don't know. We don't have any regulations for that.
What would you say about it going next to your house? Would you be fine with it?
Yeah, there is a business next to the house.
Yeah. A dog grooming business?
No,
No.
And Albany's had, I was here when I was younger and I came back in 17, but Albany has other businesses in residence outside the district. So I mean, there are other.
I asked Pam last week when this all started, when I noticed this going on. She said those people don't have any permit for that house, for that business at that house. We approved a couple other streets, but that wasn't one of them for commercial. So this almost seems like somebody shoehorning something in, or railroading
No,
something.
I
to-
wasn't aware of that,
no.
how it was, and I knew before, like, there's been hair cutting, some salons, people do it out of their houses, but I wasn't sure on it
It has to do-
100%.
Cutting hair and bringing dogs off and on property is totally two different things.
Well, the only thing you could do, right now, this is all you have. So
Are they required to
it's in
have, are they required to have liability insurance for that?
No, we don't get into that. No, that.
Oh, you should be.
We don't do it downtown, we don't do it in
You
residential.
should be, you're gonna get sued.
No, but the board has the right to change it. I sent you 2 other ones.
I got 'em.
Communities. So all the communities in this area have the right. have-
So this gal can put this business in and make a few bucks at the expense of everybody else next door, and you're fine with it.
Well, it's not-
After all these years of this being a quiet area, nothing like this there, now all of a sudden it's there.
Well, like I said, I mean, I've only
She
been
did
back,
have
I've only
it
been back
before.
since 17, but there's other businesses in town.
Is Aaron here, the zoning fellow?
That's me.
And you said you were gonna check with the
Yeah,
guy.
that's what I did with this, with our attorney, and that's what I've got documentation wise, that's the information I'm giving you is what I.
It's too bad you couldn't have called me back before the meeting and let me know what you found out.
I apologize for
Yeah.
that, but if you need copies of this, I'm more than willing to get it for you.
But I'll take whatever you,
Okay.
want to hand me.
Yeah.
I'm just very disappointed in,
This office open.
I'm not gonna let this go that easy, I'm just letting you know right now, so you guys are you listening? I'm not gonna let this go that easy. If you guys wanna change this around and get this stopped, I'm all behind it. My vacant lot is actually for sale. If they wanna buy it, I'm behind them doing whatever they want. But as long as I own that lot, I'm gonna fight this to the end. I'm letting you know that right now. I know a pretty good lawyer that handles this kind of stuff.
You don't even live next door?
I live in Bellevue, Iowa. I bought the lot as an investment property.
Well, like I said, all I can find in here that was an issue at this point was the sign, and she took the sign down. So, I mean.
So is that for good, or is that,
Yeah, it'll be for good. Yeah, I talked to her about it, she called me and asked me about this morning. And I told her what I had found, I told her there was a meeting tonight, I knew you were gonna be here, so I figured we could cover this tonight. Again, I apologize, I sleep all day for work, so I'm sorry I didn't call you before I went to bed, but, yeah, I'll get you copies of this, but the only thing in here that was essentially being done wrong was the sign. She's allowed to have a 1 foot by 1 square foot sign on the property for her business. And that sign was a little bit bigger than 1 square foot. So I did tell her the sign was.
I still think there's something fishy about this, or you'd have businesses all over town and neighborhoods. Something isn't kosher here. It's like they did it, figuring it was gonna go through ahead of time. I don't know if they ever talked to you guys about it first, it doesn't sound like it. I'm disappointed that it even happened, and I'm going through this. I'm not a public speaker, I don't enjoy being here talking to you guys. But I'm letting you know, I'm very disappointed in this, and I'm not gonna give up on it. You can let everybody know, and, like I said, I have a lawyer that's very good at this kind of stuff, so I hope it doesn't go that far. I don't want it to cost everybody money, but that's ruined, that ruined that part of the neighborhood. It's been like that. It's the last vacant lot on the south end. And it's just not right. It shouldn't be. Appreciate you if y'all think about it, and think about changing the rules or stopping this before it goes any further. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
Thanks, Randy.
If I could make another suggestion before I go, help your town get going a little bit more, get together with Morrison and Fulton and get an overpass down there at the railroad tracks.
All right.
You waited long enough, there's money out there, just get somebody smart enough to grab it for you, and get it done. It's holding your town back here. Thanks for your time.
Appreciate it.
If anybody wants to call me and let me know you're gonna take another direction on this in the next couple days, I'll hold off a while. If I don't hear anything within 7 days or so, I'll be taking it further. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Karen, do you have anything else?
Other than the verbiage, I mean, I put on there to amend it, but really it was basically, unless you guys, only if you thought it didn't read the way it needed to read, but as far as I'm concerned, the way it reads, there's nothing being done wrong. I mean, it's. if it
Very
can be-
common with all
Yeah,
communities,
see,
the same thing.
to me, it could be determined out of that nothing's being done wrong. So,
According to your ordinance or state law.
yeah,
Now, the licensing, that's a different issue, but that's not that issue.
as long as she sticks to this,
She has to comply with the southern code.
84, right?
There was one on 84. The other girl is still there, but Michelle is moving back to her house.
Oh, so Michelle's not at the one on 84.
No. And her business was originally her house. So, and there's nothing you have to do to open a business in your home with us. Unless you're building onto your building, you wouldn't need to obtain a zoning permit.
Manch has people that groom dogs out of their home.
Yeah, and there's been businesses,
And
when
they
I
have-
was a kid, there was businesses
It's
all
a
over
nice
town.
neighborhood with houses really close by and nobody says anything.
Well, again, it's your choice. You can repeal it, so there is no home occupations. You can keep it the way it is, or you can change it, and it's up to the board. If you look, I think I gave you Erie and Fulton today.
You did,
So,
yep, you did.
a lot more. They all have a little variances. Yours is a little short than most, but you can regulate anyway. That's the power you have. So it's your choice.
So 7 days and he's gonna take you to a lawyer?
There's nothing you can do in 7 days.
No, and I feel like the way it reads, I don't think we can worry about myself. I mean, I'm a lawyer. Bill, what do you think?
No,
And it was done there before and there was no problem.
Right.
It's got to fit the current ordinance and just read it. It fits it.
So there's a business on Cherry Street, that guy that does car dings. He fixes cars up, he doesn't offer anything for sale, he just fixes dings.
Well, and if you actually had a house there and the dog's barking bothered you, but it's an empty lot still.
Right,
I have business on both sides of my house.
yeah.
One of them, nobody comes, they don't have customers.
It's no different, I mean, it's, in-home business like a daycare,
Yeah,
accountant, stuff like that, they do the same thing, it's no
Yeah.
different,
if Fulton
And
has
if you're allowed to get
power
cars,
within their home.
Bill, where are you at when it comes to offering up like a barber shop or salon versus, cutting humans hair versus cutting dogs, there's really no difference, is there?
No, and that, I think the tip as well. A barber shop is very common as an occupation.
She's not violating anything, she's the only one doing it, so nobody's working with her, so.
But your choice, you can change it if you want. You can't change it in 7 days, you have to put it on the have an ordinance.
Does anybody have a problem? Teresa?
I don't have a problem.
Okay, I'll just put it out there just in case, let's see what you guys' thoughts.
No, you're.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
I have nothing. Did you get the
Background check.
background?
I got it sent off Friday. So we're waiting on that and we'll see how it comes back.
Maybe we can make a decision next meeting?
I'm hoping. I don't know why the background check wasn't done sooner, but
Is it done now?
it's on its way.
Good, good.
I had Erie take care of that, so.
Good.
Great. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Just put it on again, just in case.
Yeah.
You said nothing.
No, yeah, nothing.
Sharon, about streets and sidewalks.
things that I hope to get done before fall, but we're gonna discuss it at a later date. So I'll bring it to you guys when we're talking about
Teresa, cemeteries, parks.
I wanted to talk about the timesheets. I came in last week to look at the green folder, the bills and the timesheets. And I noticed that we're not punching a time clock anymore. And it's just written on a piece of paper. And
I'm
I was,
thinking the time clock, but does it work or does it not work?
Well, that's the thing, when we had Rob and Jack up there to have this discussion, shortly after I started, we went out and I showed them the time clock, and the time clock was an hour ahead. Actually, when they came.
well, it
up
probably
there,
needs to be reset.
It's ancient, it's
Wow.
part of the biggest problem is it's ancient. It's really like, you can't hardly read it, and when we went to those papers, we actually talked to Susie about trying to make it easier for her than trying to read that faint piece of, that faint time card that you can't always see because and when she was here, we went to that paper because it made it easier for her to read rather than reading that time clock. You're reading that time card that's light and fainted, and sometimes they're over top of each other, they can't always, it doesn't always line up right, and sometimes you double punch over top of something else.
So we have a new procedure in place, and who decided that? Should the board have voted on something like this if we're making a change?
And it's still a time sheet, I mean, it's still a time sheet, we're just not using the time card. We're not using the time clock because it's old, it's outdated, it's faded.
How much is a new time clock?
Oh, I have no idea. But, I mean,
So one of the reasons that I suggested that is because there are many instances where someone will come in early, maybe it's 10 minutes, whatever, and sometimes people work through their lunches. Well, what we weren't doing, what nobody was doing, they weren't required to punch out for lunch and then punch back in.
Okay.
So they were losing time. This is a lot easier than, because we were also still having to fill out a separate piece of paper. So it was kind of correlating to redundant things.
because the clock's an hour ahead.
Because the clock would vary. It was a satellite clock.
Okay.
And it would, for some reason, jump an hour ahead, jump an hour behind.
Well,
So
it
then
sounds like we need to-
I'd end up crossing things out and initialing their time anyway. So if I'm doing that, why am I not, I'm responsible for when they get there and when they leave, you know? So
Well, who's responsible for you getting there?
I think you can find me there at 6:30 every morning
Okay.
and.
Well, I'm just, a time, when you're punching in and you're punching out, it protects us and it protects you. I feel like, if we ever had to prove who was here when or what was, we have nothing other than it says 8. You worked 8 hours.
If you
My
run-
other thing is, I've been on this board for almost 8.5 years. We've always had timesheets and cards. They always punched the clock, and they always filled out their thing at the end of the day that said, and I'm not asking for every detail, it was, we mowed from 9 to noon, the park, or the cemetery, or we did plant checks and then we went and helped so-and-so with a water main break. The thing is, we have no records of where anybody is or what is getting done. So how do we know, not only us, but the entire town? How do they know what is happening and what is getting done? Who's tracking the overtime, the vacation, the sick hours? Who's tracking all of that?
I sign all of the guys' timesheets before I turn them into Jackie.
So it sounds like this was all your idea, I'm guessing?
I mean, yeah, simplicity is a great idea. And I will take credit for that.
Yes. I don't know, I like a time clock, I've always had to punch a time clock. If you went somewhere for lunch, you punched that out, and then you punched back in after your lunch. If you had to work over, you didn't punch out, so everybody knew you were over. 'Cause at 3 o'clock, I should have been gone, I'm still on the clock. So obviously, I'm working over. So anywhere I've ever worked, or anybody I know has ever worked, they've had a time clock. Unless you were salary. I don't think salary has to punch a time clock necessarily.
Do you get calls at lunchtime to go
You have to
look
punch a
at,
time clock.
water leaks or potential water leaks? Or, I mean, these guys lose 10, 15 minutes, like pretty consistently if something is going on. If there's a delivery that comes, everybody drops, everybody's done with lunch and they go, take care of that. I think it's.
I just don't feel like, I don't know.
And
First of all,
let me say that it's you guys' decision.
Do you
I
still
don't
fill out logs, like daily logs, kind of what you're doing?
not what's in that
No.
thing. All it says is 8. That's it.
Do you have them up there at all?
What?
I mean, a lot of times I think people
I can
just
count
put
for all
down.
the time that we spend. I mean, we go from one job to another. It's,
And why can't you take 5 minutes at the end of the day and say, I had to run to Peoria to drop off samples. I had to go to the post office to mail them or pick them up. I just feel like there should be some accountability on what is getting done. Otherwise, like,
Yeah, we should
I
get them out.
feel like there's gonna have to
Do
be
you have a time clock or a swiper?
like a monthly
Yeah, mine is a badge.
report, so we,
Yeah, we do badge.
when somebody questions me about, well, did that get done? I don't know.
yes.
But-
I
No, I'm good, okay?
Hmm?
That's
No,
what I
you
heard.
can't. You can wait till visitors, sorry. Is it something,
I mean, I've seen paper time cards and time clocks. I've filled out both over the course of my time in the workforce. I mean,
I will say,
I know.
being the clerk on the board years ago, Nate even filled out logs on everything they did each day, every
you
single.
know, and even if you don't
Every
keep
single
track
day.
each,
Okay,
We're
I'm
not
fine with.
asking when you go to the
Okay.
bathroom.
No, no,
We're
I
not
get it.
asking when you,
But
no,
it's
stop
always-
it, Kelly's gonna
Right.
pop, I'm
Always
not
been
asking for
tracked.
that.
So,
just at the end of the day, you.
I'm
worked on
totally,
this, you worked on this.
totally okay with this, as long as I'm able to code this for people's salaries. What comes out, which fund it comes out of.
yeah, that's.
There's time clocks.
Why would you be the one coding it? That would be,
I code all my invoices.
so,
Our
so
salaries.
I guess what's your angle on that? Because,
My angle is, I think that we're fishing money out of different funds
He wants to know if we can go to the right department.
to pay people to do other things.
okay,
We don't have payroll, so I mean, if he's the one, if we would be able to kill two birds.
we don't have payroll?
Do we have a payroll person that does payroll?
Well, I hope we do, I'm sure they hope we do.
Does all of it? Well, no, what I'm saying, somebody you can communicate with is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Jackie,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's,
Save her the trouble having to sort it out.
I mean, we can find something cheap enough, but then you do have to take into, I know what he's talking about. You take your lunch whenever and you get called out during lunch, so how do you
So
keep
make up
track?
the 10 minutes at a different time. It can be done without being,
we write no lunch on a piece of paper and turn it in to whoever, or whatever he writes at the end of the day. We write no lunch. And our time clock will let you put no lunch.
and you can only do that for so long, the no lunch thing.
Well, they don't like us
Because
to do it
technically, you're
because-
supposed to take a lunch within 5
Yes.
hours of your start time.
Yeah, the state will get on you.
That's right, that's right. So,
So
like
they
I
asked
said,
us
we just
not
need
to.
to be accountable for the people that are working for us. And if somebody has a question, I want to be able to answer it, and I want to have proof. I want to be able to say, this is what we have.
Well, last time I was up there was a time clock on the wall.
Well, it's still there.
Oh, it's just junk.
It's just old and all.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's-
So I think you can buy it at Sam's.
Oh, I just saw
But she just found weird.
So it's
Well,
something
I
we can
mean,
look into.
So, I mean, I get that you wanna have records of it, I feel like anytime I need to know something in my department, I just call Nick and ask him what's going on, if I need an answer.
That's got nothing
So I
to do
mean,
with
I
punching
get,
in.
no,
and
I'm
out.
saying in regards to the day-to-day operations and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking
There's
about
a
the punching
difference
in.
in written proof and word of mouth.
Sure,
Absolutely. So I just felt like this, when I was shocked when I seen that, I was like, okay, why are we making changes and nobody's talking to anybody? We're just making changes without, you know, like I said, I've been doing this for 8.5 years,
Oh,
I'm
you're
not
fine.
new. And there has to be some sort of accountability.
No, we can draw something up to make it so we can keep track of it. like I said, we did what we did, and we talked to Susie about it, and we tried to, because she was getting a card and a paper, she was getting a card and 2 pieces of paper or something like that.
Right, yeah.
And we were just trying to minimize stuff for her, try to make her life easier, and
Well, like I
She
said,
was
and
all-
I
she
know
was all for
at
it,
one
didn't we?
point, people were having trouble getting their 40 hours, but now it seems like everyone's getting their 40 hours, so, like I said, something's gotta.
Because
something's gotta
Mitch's
give.
kids are riding the bus, and that is major.
Okay,
And last year, there was some sort of issue there, so he had to bring them to
Yeah.
school every day.
yep.
Well, I know Mike had to leave too sometimes. to pick up
I
his son.
understand things happen with your family, and you know what, I get that. I just want some accountability, and I want proof if someone asks me.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I
kind of
found
a good
time clocks
idea, I
pretty
think,
cheap.
to have what you've accomplished or what got done, so it's just the whole board knows it.
Mhm.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if I come in and read that again, then I'll think, oh, good, that's done, you know.
yeah, we can do that.
Okay, well, let's look into the time clock.
That's easy enough, that's easy enough.
Thank you.
Anything else, Teresa?
No,
Right. Carrie?
I had several places written down for grass, and I'm happy to say most of them are taken care of, except for the one that some of it's done and some of it's. So. But most of them got done.
Visitors? Jason?
No, Councilman, I'm gonna wait till Jack's here so he can hear it too.
Floyd?
Yeah, thank you. Before you start the clock, please, Bill, I appreciate hearing that was signed, that audit deal. We did sign a 3-year contract with that Lauderback AMN. You're probably gonna have to work on that. Okay?
Thanks.
And I'm certain you can get out of that, I would hope. Pam, thanks for sending me the stuff for the IEMA, but the phones that sit in that cabinet over there, for people that don't know, there's 3 phones that sit in there that get plugged in if there was a release at the nuke plant. They sit in there all 365, they sit in there. They've been plugged in once in the last 4 years that I know of. Do you know what those cost us a month, Pam?
The bill itself is 2 something, I believe.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm kind of wondering, is because for July through December, last July through December, it was $1,628.98. That's real money. So times 2, that's $3257.96. And you only requested $1,822, so the taxpayers are going to be paying for those phones that no one's going to use at all. That money's gone. And along those lines, I had upped the money for the printer agreement to $100 a month. It had been $60 for years. We were paying $250 a month for our printer. IEMA was giving us $100, so the village was paying the remaining $150. Now you guys have increased that to $389 a month, and for some reason you asked IEMA for only $50 a month now versus $100. So there's another $1,400 that's going to come out of the taxpayers as well as the utility users. It's going to come out of water, sewer, electric, and administration. I'm trying to wrap my, now I came in here shortly after the election, and I offered Jack my assistance. If anybody wants help doing this, I'll do one better than I got, because I certainly asked for it when I got it, but nobody would have helped me. Nobody that had done it in the past would step forward and help me, so I learned it on my own. I offered that to you guys. No one ever called me, and because of that, the taxpayers are gonna lose, taxpayers and utility payers, the village is gonna lose over $3 grand, all because no one could call me. I would have been happy to help with this. And that's shameful, in my opinion. I'm happy to help, however I can. And I offered that to Jack. You certainly could have called and asked me if you needed help, or who, if you, and along those lines, when you filled that out, you left my phone number on it, you put your name on it, put my phone number on it, put my home address on it with the village's box, post office box. So that thing's all messed up. You might need to get hold of Tolly and see if you could amend that. Maybe get some money. Just a thought. That's all I have. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Gloria?
So on Saturday, a group of us met with Rob Leva, and he's an agroecologist, about his expertise in restoring the riverfront with native plants. And it looks very possible to me. And so Pam was there, Troy was there, and so what he recommended was best practices was burning the riverfront. And that way, people wouldn't have to do all that weed whacking that they do. And it would, if you burn it more in the fall, it favors the spring plants. And then as time goes on, Troy took about 100 pictures and we showed them to Rob. He identified them all. And we're developing, or we have somewhat of a list of the plants that are toxic, that are invasive. And as we identify those, we could get rid of those. So that's a whole process. But I called the fire chief, Leo Geertz, and he said he was happy to do a controlled burn. And he would be happy to do 2 of them in a year, which is what Rob said was the best thing to do. So I'm just taking this step by step, just one thing at a time. So what Leo said was that I should contact the Department of Conservation and the Illinois Corps of Engineers. Does that jive with what you guys know?
I know anything on the
Not bad,
riverbank,
you
you
know.
gotta go with the DNR, like they say.
In the core.
In the Corps, yeah. Because we don't really own all that.
Right. And if they agreed, I don't know what they would say or that sort of thing, so, so is the DNR different from the Department of Conservation?
No, the same thing.
Okay, it's just different
Some
names,
people call it
okay.
different things.
So then, before we did any of that, I would want to contact each homeowner and see if they're in agreement, and I would try to give them the information that I have and let them know what we're doing, and see if there's any kind of disagreement, or see what they want, and that sort of thing. So my intent would be to start all the way up here by the picnic table and burn all the way down to the trees down there, because everything has been cut there. And at the trees, the homeowners across from there want those trees to stand as a windbreak and as greenery and shade and that sort of thing. So, taking it, like I said, I'm taking it a step at a time, and I just want to let you guys know. And I'll keep you informed. And do you have any questions?
When are the burns? In the fall and then in the?
In the spring, Rob said that the burn season is from, I think, November 1st to April 1st. So I used to be on the Friends of the Mountains board, and so they have to look at when everything is not too dry. So sometimes at the mounds, they would wait until kind of a rain, and let it dry out a little bit and then burn it, like right away.
Well, I know Jason said they were gonna try to start something maybe October, November down here. So you don't, and plus in the spring, if they're
Jason.
starting to do the marina,
From MSA.
MSA, that would be down here instead of not down this way.
well, it'd be right there, yeah, where she wants to start.
To do what?
They're gonna start the process, the marina
Oh.
process.
Oh, right.
So you'd have to
Well,
take
would be
that
all
into account.
dug up and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Lori. Brian?
Thank you. In June of this year, we hired a maintenance employee with a higher than historical wage due to our understanding he had a water operator license. We now learn he don't have a water or sewer license. The mayor told me he was gonna get his license in September. Another member told me he was waiting on the state. Both are false statements. The Illinois EPA says no applications have been submitted, and the employee is an operator in training. The employee entered the B license program in November 23, where a 6-year clock started for him to acquire 5,340 hours. Simple math negates the possibility of this person to acquire the necessary hours. If you know the Illinois EPA, the training documentation required by the EPA is questionable and lacks at best for operators in the program almost nil, thus enticing the operator to be less than honest when claiming hours by merely checking the box on the application and submitting a letter of recommendation by a licensed operator. Very obtainable if the time is close to the retirement, or to that 6-year window, right? They're not gonna question it. But if it's not close, they can use hours obtained in training prior to entering the program. But that documentation is a little bit more robust. It has to be documented with dates, types of training, and signed off by a witness, as told to me by an employee from the certification and license section of the Illinois EPA. Our current contract employee is working under contract good till next year. So it appears that we're not gonna have a full-time licensed operator anytime soon. Also appears the village has not been enforcing the specifications of the current contract. So I respectfully ask, where do we stand and where are we going? With regards to water and sewer. You know, I was told in a previous meeting we're taking this matter very seriously. Again, I asked why we were paying a higher wage if this person don't have their license. And since it wasn't a board action to hire the person, did those people that hired this person do so knowingly and mislead the public and the board on this person as whether they had a license or not? It's also my understanding that a maintenance employee isn't driving the village vehicle for personal use. In previous boards, we were told not to do that because it's a liability. I hope that you approved it through the insurance company before you get permission to do it. And I'm curious how you're justifying it, because surely that person's not on call 7 days a week. As far as the time clock, you can go down to Granger and buy them for $300 to $450, whether you want digital or analog. And it's about liability, right? As a municipality, that person clocking in and clocking out, if they leave work early and get in an accident, we just set ourselves up for failure. And that's how we looked at it at my previous employment as well. You know, it's not so much nitpicking, right? Because things are gonna happen. You may have to leave your lunch and then come back and finish your lunch. We get it. But it's that start time, stop time that stops the liability from happening. All right, thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else? New business?
Nobody came tonight, but there was good discussion. Obviously, you know, not everybody's in favor of social media, but there's good discussion on social media that you should look into what we're spraying with the area spraying. There's been some people on Facebook that have expressed concern to me through there, because I don't have the phone numbers, but they're concerned about what we're spraying. And I didn't know if we want to look further into that. I mean,
It was posted out there.
yeah, they're concerned about what it's killing. If it's just killing mosquitoes, if it's killing everything else, if we're losing, I mean.
You know, back in the day, my kids were on the ball diamond when they would spray on Friday night, and
They don't have 3 arms or anything?
no.
Just have enough, I don't really when they fly
So
over.
I'm just saying, they're not going to kill or hurt anything on purpose.
I never heard a tale.
I guess my question about it though is, with the rain that we had Friday night, was Saturday morning the best time to do it? Again, I don't know. That would be a question that I would have, but I just don't think it's hurting anything. I don't
Personally, think it's hurting anything. I'm just,
Yeah.
I figured.
I'm just saying.
I'm not a bug person, but I don't think I want West Nile or my dog to get hurt on either.
No, and I offered, I told them we have information out here about what's being sprayed if they have questions. Nobody showed up. I told them they should come and talk tonight, nobody came, so figured I'd throw it out there. So it's on the table, in case they show up.
I did receive a call earlier from somebody with the property next door about the lien, wanting to know if we would give them any offers to take care of it. I'm personally a no. Yeah.
offers you what?
Like
To write it off?
To write some of it off.
Oh, you mean the water and sewer bill?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a no, but I wanted to bring it to everybody.
They should have been aware.
Why would we-
They were getting monthly
Let's
bills.
say, come on now, you
Yeah.
get a bill, you pay it.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then have the owner cut them a check to pay it.
Correct.
Lower your price to cover it.
I agree. I just got the call when I was here and I wanted to run it through you guys, get opinions, so. Okay.
You
Other new business? Old business? Old business? No closed session?
You know what, maybe we should go into closed session for a few minutes, shouldn't take long.
Okay.
Make a motion, stay for reason.
Right. It's not me, it's me.
I just want to take it as.
No, I'm sorry.
But
I got a year. Yeah, I don't know. I got a year.
I was thinking that started the meeting at 6, I'm like, wow, we're flying.
Yep.
Not really. Leave the whole.
Them to take a vote, just read the motion.
I have a motion by Hutton to go into closed session for employment of employees at 6:20.